Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another foundation review video. I feel like we've really been pumping these out lately. In today's video, we're going to be doing the new Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer. A lot of people have been talking about this one and a lot of people have been asking about this one. This is basically a newie from Maybelline and it's a tinted moisturizer, so it's more of a natural coverage product. It promises to hydrate the skin all day, blur the pores, and make your skin look perfect while still allowing it to look like your skin. So it's basically like a better version of your skin kind of a thing. I'm really excited to test it. Maybelline also claims that 70% of its ingredients are from natural origin, so it's meant to be better for your skin, healthier for the skin. It's got aloe in it for hydration. I'm really excited to jump into this one. So if you are interested in seeing a full review of this one, I'm going to be showing you, the application, how it looks close up on my skin, and then I will of course be wearing it all day doing check-ins so that we can see just how well it lasts. Maybelline says that it lasts for 12 hours. So we'll see how far we can get it on my oily skin. All right, just having a little look at the product on the website now. So, tinted moisturizer, it's meant to be lightweight, it's meant to provide a fresh and natural feel. 12-hour hydration. It's meant to be buildable though, so natural but buildable, so kind of flexible in the way that you apply it. I'm assuming that you can build up the coverage if you need to. Maybelline says that it will provide natural coverage and shine-free 12-hour hydration. The formula apparently enhances the skin without hiding it. It blurs pores and conceals imperfections. So overall, it sounds really good. The shade range is a little bit limiting from what I can tell on the website. It's always really tricky when you're looking at swatches from the website. So 14 flexible shades. Yeah, I can't really make a comment on the shade range based on the swatches, but looking at the swatches, I'd like to see a lot more deep shades, definitely. So packaging wise, this is what it looks like. It's quite simple packaging, but I also don't mind it. It's quite cute. So it's a little squeeze tube. What kind of, oh yes, there's a little like nozzle applicator at the end there. I quite like packaging like this. Like it's really easy to use. Anything that's easy, I'm all about. So you can apply it with your fingers or a foundation brush. I'm not into applying foundations with my fingers, you guys know. I just think it's messy and it all gets underneath your nails. So we're gonna be using a brush today. Let's have a little look at this formula. I've got the shade 310 in this one. All right, so consistency wise, this is what we are looking at. I would say it's about medium thickness, medium consistency. It's starting to run down the back of my hand as it is warming up on the skin. Now we need a brush. So picking it up on our Luxe foundation brush. This one will be back in stock soon, guys. I know I keep saying this, but they're coming, I promise. Ooh, the coverage of this is that's actually a lot more coverage than I actually expected. So I'm just sort of stippling it into the skin. It's blending out beautifully. And it definitely does look very blurring on the skin. Normally like tinted moisturizers for me, I've got quite textured skin, I've got enlarged pores. Normally a lot of the time they do show up quite a bit of texture on my skin. Just usually because, they don't necessarily dry down like matte. But this one, it's quite blurring and it's quite good coverage too. It sort of feels similar in formula to some of my lower coverage foundations. Like it doesn't necessarily feel like a tinted moisturizer. All right, so this is what it looks like all blended in. It's definitely really beautiful coverage. I've got sort of in between medium and natural coverage. I didn't find that it got cakey whilst building it up. I did find that it blended out really easily, really quickly. Like there was certainly no issue with actually blending it out. And now that it's been sitting on the skin, like it sort of dries down to an almost satin finish. Like it's not anywhere near as tacky or as sticky or as heavy as a lot of other tinted moisturizers that I've tried. It looks really beautiful on my skin, in my opinion. It's definitely blurred texture. I feel like it's sitting really nicely. It's certainly not emphasizing texture. Oh, also, I did quickly want to mention as well that I did already apply a primer to my skin. So I know I'll get lots of questions about that. Okay, let's zoom in and have a closer look. All right, so here is my skin nice and close up. I honestly think that it looks beautiful. So quick and easy to apply. It feels lightweight, it feels breathable. It's blurred the pores and it's definitely medium coverage. Like it's covered up any redness, any discoloration that I had. Like I honestly think that it looks beautiful. I'll definitely need to set this one down with a translucent powder, of course. and I will do that. I'll jump off camera and quickly finish off the rest of my makeup, but as a first impression, I'm actually really, really impressed with this one. The only thing that I have noticed, it doesn't have SPF, so you will need to apply an SPF underneath this if you are looking to wear it on a daily basis. But yeah, overall, super, super impressed with how it is looking on my skin, and it's definitely drying down even further as well. Oh, I'm not going to lie, I'm more impressed than I expected to be. I expected it to be quite greasy and heavy and just not sit well on the skin, but it's definitely a really nice shine-free, beautiful, natural finish and a lot better coverage than I thought too. So, like I said, I'm going to quickly jump off camera. I'll do the rest of my makeup and I'll come back and show you what it is looking like, you know, once we've got everything else on, and then we're going to start our check-ins. All right, so I've got the rest of my makeup on and this is what my skin is looking like. Just as a little update, I did put just a little bit of concealer underneath my eyes just to brighten them and, you know, give me a little bit more coverage. But I've got to say, now that it's powdered down, now that that concealer's on, bronzer, blush, I honestly, this does not look like a tinted moisturizer on the skin. Like, it's definitely a medium coverage kind of product, but I do agree with the claim that it's still, like, it gives really nice coverage and it does look really pretty on the skin, but it still looks like my own skin. Like, I still do feel like it is a very natural finish. I still feel like my pores look very blurred. I still feel like everything looks really nice and smooth. I didn't have any issues powdering it down. I didn't have any issues, like, blending any products on top of it. I feel like it looks lovely. Definitely more coverage than your standard like tinted moisturizer / BB cream kind of situation, but also I'm not mad about that. And I also do feel like it would have been really easy, you know, because of how easy it is to blend out. I feel like I could have used much less product and it still would have looked really, really nice on the skin. So yeah, really happy with how it is looking. Still feels super lightweight. It's not like heavy. It feels very breathable and sort of fresh on the skin. So far, I'm very impressed. So what I'm going to do now is start our wear test. We're going to start our check-ins. I'll see you guys in about 6 hours. That'll be my first check-in. And then I'll come back again later on this evening when, you know, I'm ready to take my makeup off. And fingers crossed, it's not a hot, shiny mess. All right, guys. So I'm back with my first check-in of the day of this tinted moisturizer. My skin is honestly looking so good. So it's officially been on my face, on my skin for 6 hours now. And I mean, everything is holding up really, really well. Firstly, it still looks really nice and blurred and smooth. That's probably one of the biggest things that I have noticed with this one. Like I said earlier on in the video, with a tinted moisturizer or a BB cream, normally they seem to show up so much texture on my skin. I don't know, it's just been an ongoing issue for me. And it's normally because they are like quite thick and sort of more emollient, more creamy, more hydrating. This one just looks so blurred, so smooth. My skin looks so photoshopped, so really, really happy with that so far. Another thing is it's controlling shine really, really well. Like, even through the T-zone, I am not looking overly oily. I am not looking overly shiny. It's held up really well. Like, even on the side of my nose, like, we've got a little bit of like a sort of a satin glow happening. But other than that, it honestly just looks so perfect. At this stage, so 6 hours in, I feel like it looks like fresh makeup that perhaps I've applied a dewy, like, sort of spray over the top of, like a dewy setting spray. Like, there's no caking, there's no separating. It looks fresh on the skin. It feels fresh on the skin. I've also had no transferring, so I've got no product missing from the side of my face, underneath my chin here. There's nothing missing from my nose or my forehead. I have been leaning on my face and, you know, we're not having any issues so far. Like, overall, I'm really, really happy with the results. So here is my skin close up. As you can see, there's no caking, no settling, and no separation. That's definitely something that happens a lot with my skin. I mean, you guys will know this from watching other foundation reviews that I have done. Like, I get a lot of texture kind of building up around my mouth and on the lower part of my face. And I'm really not seeing that at all. And I can run my fingers over my skin fairly easily. And, you know, the product doesn't just come off straight away. Like, it's definitely a really long lasting formula, especially for a tinted moisturizer. Yeah, I'm super, super happy. Very interested to see how this holds up over the next 6 hours. Very interested to see what my skin is looking like this afternoon. And I'll take the little poms for a walk this afternoon as well. We'll go for a little doggy walk. So I'll be doing like a little bit of exercise as well. Maybe work up a little bit of a sweat. So we'll see how it goes with that as well. So far, like, really, really impressed. All right, so we are officially at 12 hours of wear with this foundation, or I should say with this tinted moisturizer. And overall, I am still really happy with the results. Really interesting, actually. My mum dropped in and we were just in the kitchen downstairs, and out of nowhere she goes, "Oh, that foundation that you're wearing looks really nice on your skin." So that's always a bonus. That's always a good sign. Shine-wise, I'm actually quite surprised still at how matte this is looking. The only area that I'm really showing a lot of shine is just on my nose. Like, pretty much everywhere else on my skin is looking pretty well matte. And interestingly, even though that shine has come through on my nose, it hasn't actually like caused the foundation to transfer off. And even if I just just touching it now, makes the shine pretty much go away. It's still really, really smooth on my skin. I may have had a little bit of the foundation transferring just here underneath my chin. The other side looks okay. I must have been like particularly leaning on that area of my face, but still hasn't settled in my pores, still hasn't separated or gone cakey or just broken up on my skin. Like, overall, I feel like it is honestly looking really, really good. And even though I've been wearing it all day, and even though it is giving me a really good level of coverage, it doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel, like my skin doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel greasy. It doesn't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't feel like my skin can't breathe. It feels really, really nice. So let's zoom in. Like, I'm honestly just amazed that a tinted moisturizer looks nicer on my skin, wears nicer on my skin than, some long wear foundations that I've tried. Like, how is it this matte? Like, I should be so shiny all over my cheeks. I should be so shiny all over my forehead, and I'm shiny on my chin. And I'm really, the only real shine is just sort of like on the side of my nose here. And it's not even that bad. It's not even like, oh my gosh, I desperately need to powder. I feel like I could totally wear this for another few hours without even needing to consider powdering or consider touching up. And even though it's a tinted moisturizer, that coverage has really held up during the day. Like, you guys, this is a tinted moisturizer, not a foundation. Are you seeing this? So safe to say, the Maybelline Fit Me Tinted Moisturizer definitely gets a thumbs up from me. I do feel like a lot of the claims that they've made about this one, they're really accurate. It's definitely a long-wearing formula. It's definitely a hydrating formula. It's definitely a natural, breathable formula. It's got great coverage, and it definitely blurs pores and smooths the skin. Like, all of the claims that they've made, I find pretty accurate with this one. I can see me very quickly just chucking this on my skin on a day when I need to get out the door quickly, or chucking it on my skin when I'm wanting, to look a little bit more put together, but not like I'm wearing a full face of makeup. I think this is awesome, you guys. Really, really impressed. So as always, let me know in the comments down below, have you tried this formula? How did you go, and what was your skin type? What were your results? Are you still wearing it, or did you only wear it when you first purchased it and you've kind of forgotten about it? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. And also, I'd love to know how you think that it looks on my skin. Do you think that it looks nice on my skin? Do you think that it's, it was smoothing? I mean, you guys look at my skin just as much as I do, really. So you will know. Tell me what you think. What do you think of this situation? I'm quite impressed. Especially for a drugstore product, I think Maybelline have done really well with this one. But I hope the video was helpful. If you've got any questions about anything, please pop them down below as well. Give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.